All right, everybody, this is 7.1. We're going to be going over our graphing calculator today. This one I'm going over the Casio. So if you have a Casio that looks something like this, then great. If not, I have a separate video that goes over the TI 83 or 84 if you need that. Okay, so first off, what we want to do, just so that we're seeing the same stuff that everybody else is seeing, is we're going to reset our calculator. And I have the instructions here. So I want to click on menu. So menu's right here. And we'll go to F5. So if you, wait, sorry, I'm going to go to system, sorry. So we come and find system somewhere. Again, we scroll down until we find it. So systems right here. And we'll push execute, EXE. Okay, so next we want F5, which is reset. So F5 is up in the top. And then F2 is main memory. And then F1 is yes. And then exit. So that will just reset it so that we're all looking at the same thing. Okay, if you ever feel like you're stuck on your calculator, it looks kind of weird, you can always do that. Sometimes that's helpful. Okay, so next we want to do is graph. So to do any of this, I don't know if I have that actually written here, I think it's right here, maybe. So we go to menu, and we want to choose number 5, which is graph. So you can either use your cursor to get to it, or you can just push 5. 5 is probably faster. Okay, and then we're going to write down or put in this equation. So if you need to put in a variable, you have to use this button here where it has an x, theta, t. That's our variable button. I know we have like an x in red. That's not the same. So we'd want to push x squared, it's right here, plus 3x minus 12. Okay, and then here, to look at the graph, I think the easiest way is we'll just push enter, and we'll push enter again, and it will bring you to the graph. Okay, you can also push, I think it says here that we could push draw, same thing, but I feel like you're already pushing execute will get you there just as fast. Okay, so looking at this, we can't see the vertex. You can kind of guess that it's going to come down and there'll be a vertex down here. We need to change the window. So that's what this talks about. We'll click on F3 for window. And then what's really important here is your X min, max, Y min, and max. So if we want to look lower, we need to change that Y max. Maybe let's try 20. And sometimes it's just guess and check to find something that works. So I put 20, I'll push execute, I'll push execute again, and I'll push execute again. Oops, I went the wrong direction, didn't I? Sorry. So let's go back to F3. I did the max. So maybe I'll keep that as like 5. And I want to change this to be negative 20. Sorry, my bad. Enter, enter, enter. Now you can see it a little bit better, okay? If you ever need to restart, you can go to, if I remember is it zoom? Yeah, zoom. And if you push F3, it will do standard window. And that will make it from negative 10 to 10 in both directions. So I'm going to move it back one more time. So if we'll pick it V window, and we want to change that min to be maybe negative 20. Enter, enter, enter. Lots of times we'll get you to here. If you push execute again after that, it doesn't really do anything. So just push it until you get it, okay? All right, so now we've got our graph. Now we'll do a rough sketch. Again, when we do a rough sketch, we want to make sure that we include the key features, include the vertex, include the y-intercept, and the x-intercepts. And we'll find some of that information. So just do a rough sketch so far. Okay, So first off, we want to find the vertex. All of this stuff, really easy to find with a Casio. All of it is in G-solve. So once you get to the graph, you just push F5, and these are all the things that you need to answer these questions. So vertex, again, the vertex for this one is a minimum, so we would just want to choose min. If it was opening down, like something like this, then we would want to choose maximum. So just look and see at your graph, do we have a minimum or a maximum? So here we have a minimum, so we'll push F3, minimum, and there you go. That's our vertex. We can just write that down. If you would do that, that'd be great, okay? Next, y-intercept, same place. We'll just push G-solve. Y-intercept is F4, so we'll push F4, and there you go. There's our y-intercept. So we'll just type in 0, -12. All right, next off, a random point. To find a random point, this one's a little different. We just push trace, so F1, and then we type in the number, so 7. So we want to evaluate or enter x value when x is 7. So we'll push execute, and there we go, 7, 58. X-intercepts, so again, this is in G-solve, so we'll push F5. It's called something a little different. It's called root. So roots and zeros and x-intercepts are all related. They're just different words for kind of the same sort of thing, okay? So we'll choose root, so F1, we'll push that. There you go, that's one of our x-intercepts. So we'll write that down, round to the hundredths place, so -5.27, 0. And then there's 2 x-intercepts. So to find the one on the right, we just push using the cursor to the right. So our other would be 2.27, 0. And we would write that down as an ordered pair, okay? Table. Table is a little trickier on a Casio, but it's not too bad. Another thing you could do is you could just do trace, and you could type in -2, and we could write that number. We could type in -1, write that down, 0, enter, write that down, okay? So we can just use trace and enter these numbers for our x's. That works great too. I'll just show you how to do it if you're actually trying to find a table. So to do that, we go to menu, and we go to table. So that's 7. You can either push 7 or you can just go to it. This is the same function that we wrote down. We'll just push enter, and this makes a table, okay? If you ever need to go back, we can push exit, okay, and we can do whatever we need to do here. So this kind of gives you instructions. Like if we look at this table, it only goes from 1 to 5. So we'll need to change it a bit. So if we go back, we want to choose F5, which is set, and it tells you just where it will start and end. So we can go from -2, execute, 5 is fine, and we could make it be 3 if you wanted to. And then step is 1, which is great. So now if we just go and push execute and execute, now we see that, and we can just copy that exactly how it is, okay? And then let's go back to our graph. So if we push menu, again, we want to go to graph, which is 5, and we can push enter to get to see the graph. Okay, so the next thing, if I can move this up a little bit, is window error, okay? So if we want to repeat number 7, which is like a random point, we just did trace, and if we try and do it when x equals 11, so if we type in 11, it's going to give you an error, okay? And let me explain why. So let's push exit to get out of that, and we'll push exit again. So this window the way we set it, if we look at the window, it only goes from -10 to 10. So those are your x values. If we looked at the window, the x min is -10 and the x max is 10. But we're trying to do it when it's 11, which is outside of your window. So if you ever have something that's outside of the window, you'll need to change your window so that it includes it. So we could just change this to be 11. You could even do more than that if you wanted to. You could do 20. Okay. Execute, execute until you get all the way to the graph. Now if we do trace 11, now it works. So 11, 142. Okay. All right, we're gonna go and do one example more. 1 and 2 are kind of fairly simple. Again, you always need to make sure if it fits in your window. You might need to change your window if it doesn't. Okay, so let's just go and do example 2 together. Okay, so first off, we want to go exit so that we can go back to where we put in the equation. Okay, we'll want to clear that. So I think you can either choose delete F1 or you could just push AC. I think that will, no it doesn't, so we'd need to do it that way. Or delete, we can push delete. So either way, delete using F2 or delete using the green button, and then we'll say yes. That will just clear that out, okay? So then we'll type this in, so -1 divide 3. So this doesn't write it as a fraction. If you really wanted to, you could use this, and maybe we'll do it that way. And then you just have to push over. And then x squared plus, and again we can use that fraction button, 8, push down, 3, right, and then we'll do x. Another way you could do it is you could do parentheses with a division symbol, so you could do it something like this with 7 divide 3. So if you wanted to do it like that instead, that's fine. But just to keep it all the same, I'll do another fraction button. Okay, so now we've got this crazy equation. We'll push execute, execute. We can see what it looks like. And then let's fill in the information. So vertex, again, all of this stuff is in gsolve. So we'll push gsolve. A vertex is either a maximum or a minimum. So this one is a maximum, so we'll choose max. There you go. 4, 3 would be our vertex. Our axis of symmetry is your x for your vertex, so x equals 4. Direction of opening, it's opening down. Max or min, we have a max, and its max value is 3. So I want to write that down too. Y-intercept, again we go to gsolve, and then y-intercept is F4. So we'd write that down, 0, -2.33. Again, round to the hundredths place if you would, please. X-intercepts, again in gsolve, we want root. It will give you the first, your left one. We'll write that down, 1, 0, and then we'll just push to the right. 7, 0 would be your other x-intercept. Coordinate point, so random point, we just do trace. And we'll type 6. So 6, 1.67. And then the table, again, you can either just do the trace and type in all these numbers, or we could go to menu, table, execute, and we can just write this down. Again, round to the hundredths place, okay? Again, if you need to change your window, you have to go back and push set, and you can change it bigger if you need to, if it doesn't include all the stuff that you need. Okay? All right. Well, let me know if you have any questions. I have this all filled in on Canvas if you need to. I was just trying to save a little time not writing it down for you, but if you need to, pull that up if you need. Okay, let me know if you have any questions. We'll see you later.